In the summer of 2010, when animals are screaming and people are being poisoned and lied to, one can't help but wonder, what if we could just turn it around? Can't we just turn it around? Please, God, let us turn it around. A part of this turnaround story begins here. Lost Trail Pass, on the border of Idaho and Montana, on the Continental Divide. In 1804, President Thomas Jefferson dispatched a group of men he called the Corps of Discovery, headed by a man named Clark and a man named Lewis, to find the best route to the Pacific Ocean so they could be trading and exploring and using the resources. In 1805, Lewis, Clark, and their team landed here. A little ways back the path, they tried to cross the mountains that would be part of the Rocky Mountains, at a river now called the Salmon River. But that river was so rugged and difficult, it turned them around, and so they came here. It was late September, it was cold, blizzardy, they were starving, they were tired, they were at the end of their rope. They thought that the Pacific Ocean was just on the other side of the mountains. Little did they know. They almost didn't make it. The story is told that an elder Shoshone man named Toby guided them through the pass, and they did not die. When they came out on the west side, a tribe who calls themselves the Nimipu, the people, you may have heard them as the Nez Perce, they helped them. They fed them, they cared for them, they nursed them back to health. They showed kindness. That was 1804. Let's jump to 1877. We all know that Lewis and Clark did make it to the Pacific, and they made it back, helped again by the Nez Perce. By 1877, the United States government's policy was to move all Native Americans to reservations. The Nez Perce, over 800 of them, mostly women, children, and elders, ran when the army came to take them to the res, wherever that was. The army caught up with them further east and massacred many. The massacre took place at the Big Hole National Battlefield, as it's called now. In the official guide given at the battlefield, it tells the tale of the battle/massacre as well as the Army's strategy. Quote, "They intended to use a time-tested strategy, that of separating the enemy from their belongings and families in a quick and terrifying surprise attack. One group of soldiers was sent to drive the Nez Perce horse herd away, while the rest were to wait for a signal to attack. Then, before sunrise, they were to rush the camp, shooting low into the teepees and setting them on fire. The Nez Perce were expected to jump from their beds in confusion and fright, and seeing some of their people dead, their teepees afire, and their horses gone, become quickly demoralized and surrender." This, the policy of subduing and assimilating the native people of these lands. So my ritual, our ritual here today in this place, is to turn around bad ideas. Lewis and Clark making it to the Pacific and making it back, receiving kindness, and within one generation, those same people are shown cruelty for greed. In this place, on the weekend called the Conscious Convergence, I do ritual. And while we cannot change the past, we can change the future by our actions. Cruelty happens when people decide to turn their backs on kindness. I do ritual today to extend myself towards kindness. And I turn my back to cruelty. I turn my back to greed. To prepare the path for the 9th wave of unity consciousness as things change and the earth shifts.
The truck and the urban assault vehicle, one was Swift and the other was Providence.
I share gratitude with the plants and the animals, and I pledge my allegiance to aligning myself with attitudes, decisions, and actions that benefit all beings, not just a few. And so now, in this place, with so many ghosts and lingering memories of trauma, I choose to honor those who were taken advantage of, and whose kindness was forgotten because of greed. The animals screaming, the people being poisoned and lied to in the Gulf, is a direct result of what happened here. This story certainly is to be continued.